Hello and good morning. This is Jill Florent. I'm with the Amazon Quickside team and welcome to our Fall Learning Series. Today we are joined by Ying Wang, who is our Senior Data Visualization Architect, who will be leading our session today. Just to make sure of a couple of key things here, today's topic is going to be focused on building an admin console, and this will help you understand how to perform user governance and dashboard usage analysis. And so there's just a couple of key things to make sure you're in the right place. We're going to be going step by step through what it takes to utilize APIs and CloudTrail logs to create data sets and create a comprehensive information about your user behavior. We'll share a blog post where a lot of the content guidance will be given. But just in terms of prerequisites, you'll want to make sure that you have an AWS account and access to Quickside, Athena, Lambda, S3, a basic knowledge of Python, and then it would be good if you either have SAML 2.0 or OpenID Connect SSO configured for Quickside access. Just a couple of housekeeping items. We are going to be trying to answer as many questions as possible today. So within the GoToWebinar system on the right side, there's a panel that allows you to post your questions. These are not saved after the webinar, so if you wanted to be reminded of any questions and the answers, make sure that you take notes and copy those over. I did want to flag that we do have a Quickside community, which is a great place to go to post questions and get answers from other users, and those are a great place after today. We are going to be recording, and so the general guidance is that after today's session, we'll shoot to have this available on our Quickside YouTube channel by the end of the week. And this session is going to go for approximately 1 hour, maybe a few minutes less. And with that, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Ying Wang, one of our most senior people in the professional services teams, one of my favorite subject matter experts. And so just a little bit of background for Ying. And let me change over so that Ying can share her screen. Thank you so much. And Ying, I'll turn it over to you.
Yep, thank you very much, Jill. It's always amazing to share our research, investigation, and solution framework to the Quickside community. Quickside is evolved very fast to release all those amazing features. But at the same time, when we try to design something out of the current functionality of Quickside, there are a lot of amazing ways to integrate with the other AWS service to make it happen. I always say that for self-service analytics, not only for reader do the self-service reporting, it's also for the admin team how to do the self-service administration and self-service BI operations. This admin console is the first one we are doing for the self-service administration. If you go to this big data block, you will learn the process one step by one step. Basically, we are using Lambda Function to do the data preparation, to call the Quickside API to get the account user management information and access the Quickside objects, access permission information, and we save the results into the S3 bucket. And at the same time, we do the join with the CloudTrail logs. CloudTrail logs, you can create a single table on those information. CloudTrail logs has both the service API. Service API means you do the operation from the Quickside console. Then the CloudTrail will record those API call. And it also record the you made from the CLI or bottle 3, you call the Quickside API. If you also record in CloudTrail and combine all those usage metrics from CloudTrail together with the Quickside API exported results, we can build a small data lake to host all those information. And then we can use Quickside to visualize those information. So that means we build a dashboard to view the Quickside dashboard usage metric information and the dashboard linkage information with the other Quickside objects, and as well as the user activity and the user management information. And yeah, you can go through this big data block step by step. And in this block, we provide the CloudFormation template and the SQL query and the information about how to create the data sets, how to build the dashboard, and how to create some calculated fields to get the results you would like to see, and so on and so on, and how to make some action for you to be able to send an email to some inactive authors. They are costing your money to pay for their license, but they didn't do anything. So you might want to alert those inactive authors to let them know, hey, you have to make some action, otherwise I will suspend your account, and so on and so on. Yeah, and here is some screenshot, and we also provide the dashboard demo link here. So if you click it, we will bring you to this page. This one is a public dashboard we release to everyone with anonymous access. And the first page is a landing page. And in the landing page, we provide overview and we provide some explanation of the control and selectors. So you can choose the start day and the day, and we only do the analysis in the time frame between start day and end day. And you can specify the number of inactive months for the user analysis sheet. And for the dashboard analysis, you specify the number of the inactive days so that we can monitor the dashboard usage metric in a more granular level. And you can also choose the AWS region. And if you integrate with your human resource department information, you can also flip over the department, the different team, and the Quickside namespace group to run the analysis to get some further information to do the slicing and dicing. And you can also right mouse click to send an email to inactive author and go to view the user details and so on and so on. And here we have some terminology defined based on the best practice of the usage metric and data governance public blog and public books. One item is called longevity. Longevity is the amount of time between the user first login and last login. And utilization. Utilization is every working day in the given time period, which is defined by the start day and end day. And for example, if you have 4 distinct days, you access Quickside account, view dashboard. And in total, you have 5 working days in the given time period, then your utilization is 80%. And another thing is the dashboard click rate. It means how many dashboard clicking events you are making. And another one is for the paid session. Also, we charge the monthly license fee, but for reader, we charge by the every session. So you might care about the paid session for your Quickside reader. Yeah, and again, for author, you might already know that a Quickside author is a user who can connect to a data source and who can create the analysis and who can publish a dashboard to share to the end user. And for reader, the reader is a user who can only consume the dashboard the reader cannot make any editing on the analysis and cannot view the data set. Of course, now you might have a question if you hear the news about the Quickside Q release. How can you monitor the Quickside Q activity? Quickside Q has its own usage metric analysis, so we don't bother to create it here. But if you would like to have some administrative usage beyond the scope of Quickside Q answer analysis, please post your comments in the YouTube video or send your requirement to Jill. We would like to address your problem by improve this dashboard to answer your Q usage analysis information. Yep, and now if you scroll down, you will see I put two tab here. The tab, this one is for the, it's a word cloud. And you move your mouse here and you will see the username and the size identify the click rate of every user. And this one is the Treemap visualization of Quickside Dashboard. The color is the distinct user, and the size is for the dashboard click rate. So for example, for this one, this dashboard, the color is orange, so the distinct user is 125, the highest one, and the size is also the highest one. And for the admin console dashboard, the distinct user is 96, very high. The dashboard click rate is 97. Why? I can explain to you later why every user is distinct. Why? And this one is not a static image. It's a visualization. You can do it interactively. For example, if you click here and then you go to this page, then this visualization will bring you to the first tab about user analysis. And in here, by default, I set the start date, which it is the beginning of last month. And the end date is today. And we will only analyze the data between this time frame. And the inactive months means you set one, that means if any author, they don't do any activity longer than 1 month, then we mark them as inactive author. And the same for reader. If they don't do any view dashboard event in more than 1 month, then it's an inactive reader. You can make this one to be larger based on your requirement of your organization. Maybe you would like to set 3 months to be the threshold of the inactivity. That's all your choice. I make this one because the author license charge per month. So that's why I use 1 month as the threshold. And here is AWS region. Here is the author status. You can choose admin, author, or reader. And here is the activity status, active or inactive. And here is the department. There's just some fake data about the human resource department. I make everything to be anonymized. And here is the team. And here is the namespace. And here is the Quickside group. Yep. And here you can see the last activity event in CloudTrail. The KPI is here. And this one show you all the metrics we calculate over the last 33 days. And here is the number of the active user. If the active user divided by the total user less than 80%, I give a thumbs down, means, oh, you have so few active users. And here is number of the inactive user and the active author. This one thumb up because, yeah, you have so many inactive user, but most of them, they are reader. Most of your author, they are active. It is more than 80%. And you only have 4 inactive author. And here is the total dashboard click rate. And this one is a bar charting. And in this bar charting, we put for different namespace. Let's analyze the active user and inactive user. And this one is for the utilization of dashboard. In the y-axis, that's the dashboard name. And in the x-axis is the utilization percentage, as I explained. And we divide by region because dashboard, it is per region. The same dashboard you can duplicate in different region, but they are still different dashboard in Quickside objects level. And here is the distinct user of dashboard. You might have the same user with the same dashboard again and again. We might want to evaluate not only the click rate, not only the utilization, but also the user. And here is the detailed information of your Quickside group and users in your account. And here is the user information and activity detail. You can right mouse click to email to an inactive author. I already previewed the email template for you to alert Larry this inactive author. And you can see the information here, the first login, last login, and the utilization, and so on and so on. And you see so many anonymous users. Why? Let me show you later. That's what I mentioned previously in the landing page for the admin dashboard. Now you might guess the reason, right? So now you go to the dashboard analysis, and in dashboard analysis, similarly, we do the calculation. The difference is we have this inactivity days as a threshold. If more than 7 days, the dashboard no one visited, then we mark this dashboard as inactive. And we also have this control to let you to only see the pay session by reader. If you only choose reader, then we will display you the session analysis for only readers, because their session, you have to pay for them. And then in here, we also provide a KPI to show you the active dashboard and inactive dashboard and the dashboard click rate weekly progress. Like this week, you only have 404 compared to last week. You have 1,000 drop down. Why? You might want to investigate the reasons. And here we provide you the bottom 3 dashboard for utilization, and the bottom 3 users for utilization, and the top 3 dashboard for utilization, and who developer the dashboard with so high utilization. You might want to give them extra bonus. And in here is the dashboard weekly click rate grouped by the different AWS region. And here is the dashboard weekly click rate. And I put the color by here. So every bar on every week, you can see every dashboard, the different click rate here. And in here, this one is the user activity per dashboard by the distinct users. So the bar charting is every week for the different dashboard. Every bar is an individual dashboard. And the line charting is every week, but sum the total of every dashboard. So there's a difference for the line charting and the bar charting. If you would like to see the dashboard level and week level, go to the bar. If you would like to high level, get the total distinct users for all the dashboard in that week, and then you check this line charting. And in here is the total utilization by different dashboard. And here is the top user by their access amount. And you can also check the user detail here one by one. And we provide you the sample data if you would like to in research in detail about every user, the namespace, their name, their group, their department, their team name, their job title, and so on, the location. And in here, let me show you something. I choose the dashboard, only choose admin dashboard. It's a dashboard I demo to you right now. And you can see because this dashboard, I opened the anonymous public access. So you can see all the Quickside username, they are anonymous user in the default namespace. And here is just an ID to record the anonymous user session. So that's why you see the user, distinct user and the click rate, they are equal to each other almost. Only one user open it twice in one session. So that's why you see the click rate only 1 plus the distinct user visiting rate. That's the reason. Interesting, right? You can also research your anonymous user session. And I have one good news for all of you. Actually, now we are doing some improvement to add some other things. Basically, I merged one of my another blog together into this dashboard by providing you the user information, the objects belong to each group and user, and also the Quickside access permission, like for these objects, which is dashboard, the name is Olympics, and the object ID here, and who is the owner and who is the viewer, and the permission in detail display here, all the action you can do for this dashboard. And we also provide one thing we call the data dictionary. Dictionary means we provide you the linkage between the different Quickside objects. Like in this region, you have this dashboard, and which analysis is monitored. It is the source of this dashboard, and also the data source name, the data set name, the last update time, and which schema is using for custom SQL, which custom SQL name is using, and the SQL body here. You can see everything here. And this one, because they are using a table, so we only display table name. But for this one, it's using a custom SQL, so we display the custom SQL here. And you can also choose in the control here to only choose one dashboard to analyze the results. For example, you only choose this one dashboard, and then you can see all the information here. And furthermore, for the dataset level, we provide the information like in this dataset, how many columns you have, the column name, the column data type. And if you have column description, we also provide a column description here. And in here, you can see a graph to demonstrate the information for you. You can see for the same column, you might have two datasets use the same column because we are using it from the same table, but you use different SQL query to get the same column into different dataset. And you can also in here, if you reset this filter and then you choose a dataset name, for example, here, and then you can analyze the information belong to this dataset, like which dashboard is using this dataset and what column they have. And you can imagine that furthermore, if you would like to do that, you can another control to control on the SQL query. So you can search some keywords like SQL query contains Olympics, then you can get all the information related to the Olympics in the SQL query, which Quickside objects have those related information, and so on and so on. That's the new thing. We are still under development, not released to this public accessible dashboard yet, because we have to anonymize some of the information. But stay tuned, we will release this soon. And now let's move to how to deploy it. Here is a link. The good things for you is previously you have to follow the blog step by step. We do provide CloudFormation template, but you still have to do some manual step. But now we have these 3 CloudFormation template for you to directly deploy it. We minimize all the manual step. It's very easy to deploy it now. So you download the CloudFormation template. The first one is for the Lambda function. So in the Lambda function, let's view in the designer. In the Lambda function, you deploy this CloudFormation template for the Lambda function, and you can see in this template, we have those Lambda function and we have the S3 bucket. you save the data into there. And we have the Lambda role for the Lambda function execution permission. And we have a CloudWatch event rule to trigger your Lambda function to export the data. And after you deploy this CloudFormation, you should have all those things ready there. And then you can check all those checklists to see everything is correct or not. And now you can go to your CloudTrail log to see whether or not you already configured your CloudTrail log. And after you configure it, make sure you note down the S3 bucket name of your CloudTrail log. And now you go to this table to verify all the information. Do you have everything there ready or not? And if you have everything ready there, and then you go to the second CloudFormation template, which is for the Athena tables. In this CloudFormation template, you replace the corresponding fields. We put the placeholder there. So you just search it, search the key name here in this table, and replace the key name with the value we provide here. Okay, and then you deploy the second CloudFormation template for the Athena tables, and it's similar as this one. Let me show you. So which is this one, and this one, the template is also very simple. You just create one database called admin console and 3 tables. One table is for the object access. One table is for the group membership, and another table is for the CloudTrail logs. So when you do that, everything should be ready there. And once you have the table ready, then the other thing is a piece of cake. Then you get your Quickside admin user ARM. You can run this CLI to get your admin user ARM, and then you deploy the final admin console CloudFormation template to create the Quickside data source, Quickside data sets, and the dashboard. The only thing you have to input is when you deploy the template, you have to provide your Quickside admin user ARM to be the owner of those objects. So for the third CloudFormation template, it's also very simple. It's this one. And what we provide here, we provide, as we described, we provide the data source. So you deploy it, we will create a data source for you, and then set the admin user you put as the input to be the owner of the data source. And then we create a 3 data set for you. No, 4 data set, sorry about that. We create a 4 data set for you. And then we build the dashboard based on these 4 data sets. That's everything. I know this one you might be interested in. You might immediately think about, oh yeah, now we can use CloudFormation template to do the version control and access as code to do the migration. Yeah, good news. You can use CloudFormation template to do that. You can see the syntax is very easy. Here is the key called resource, and then you give the key ID, QS data source, and the type is AWS Quickside data source. And you provide the property, including the AWS account ID, which you host your Quickside account in this AWS account, and the data source ID, the data source name, and the data source access permission, who is the principal, do what this is the action, and some other property like the SSL and some other data source parameter. For example, Athena, you might want to provide your work group and the data source type Athena, and the deletion permission. Even if you delete your template, you still want to keep this data source in your Quickside account. And that's it. And for the data set, it's also very simple. the type AWS Quickside dataset depends on the data source. That means you have to firstly finish the creation of data source, and then we can create a data set for you. And you also provide those properties there. It's very, very simple. Just check it, read it line by line. Then you should be able to create a CloudFormation template to create Quickside objects by using CloudFormation template by yourself. Enjoy it. Enjoy the beauty of Quickside. That's it for my today's session. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ying. It is always so wonderful to hear from you, and especially with such a valuable and important topic. I know that many of our customers have asked us about these kind of capabilities, and it's just wonderful to see how much information we're able to share about that. I would love to just wrap things up today by closing out and letting everyone know we're very appreciative of your time today. I'd love to have you ideally fill out a quick survey, if you wouldn't mind. We're going to put this into the chat window, and also to let you know we have a follow-up session starting at 10 a.m. Pacific time today, where we're going to dive even deeper into topics around administrative consoles and do hands-on activities. So I will share that link in the window, and then next week would love to invite you, if you're interested, to our virtual developer workshop focused on anonymous embedding with RLS. So thank you again for attending today. Thank you, Ying, so much for your helpful information. And with that, we'll be wrapping up for today.